Quality Teacher Promotion by Katie Kim, Herschel Diag, Enrico Marbun.
A number of students are prevented from receiving a high-quality education. This is mostly seen in areas with low-wealth districts. In particular, students from underserved areas are at most risk, being affected by the lack of high-quality curriculum available in their schools. Historical inequality and access to funding are some factors that affect the quality of education students receive. This is made apparent by the lack of quality instruction received by African American students in comparison to white students. As a result of this, a racial gap in achievement is embedded between these students. The quality of curriculum and the teachers that deliver it influence this achievement gap. The author Linda Darling Hammond suggests that in order for schools to produce student success, students must be provided access to well-qualified teachers. It is imperative that areas that require assistance in the successful delivery of education need high-quality teachers. This leads us to the issue our schools currently face. There's a need for better, high-quality curriculum in all schools. In order for this to happen, high-quality teachers will serve as the key to deliver this. A well-established and qualified teaching force in all schools can produce greatly beneficial results. If there is an investment in the empowerment of teacher knowledge, there can be more students that will have a strong foundation to build successful academic futures.
We were able to find our solution based off a process of research in what we've learned in class and what we were able to find outside. We looked at The Flat World in Education by Linda Darling Hammond and were able to find the impact of high quality teachers. For example, in North Carolina, student achievement was significantly higher if taught by a teacher certified in their field, being fully prepared upon entry, having higher scores on their licensing test, as well as being a graduate of a competitive college, having more than 2 years of teaching and being national board certified. We were able to have further evidence in New York City where a study showed that certification status, pathway into teaching, experience, graduation, and SAT scores were significant predictors of the teacher and their quality of performance. We were able to also look into the PPIC study in Chapter 9, where it aimed to equalize the distribution of better qualified teachers. This study used a strategy by cost of education adjustments across school districts in order to aid the shortages of teachers in very vulnerable areas. We were able to look at the No Child Left Behind's highly qualified teacher requirement, which was helpful in reducing hiring of very untrained teachers in several states, but it did exclude support for making well-prepared teachers and leaders for areas of the most vulnerable and underserved students. And these were able to give us a recognition of the need for a national supply policy to change the thinking of teaching careers and also to be impacted by the quality of teachers that we have. We were able to look at the RAND Corporation's Teachers for a New Era initiative. This initiative's goal was to improve K through 12 student outcomes by actually changing the quality of the teachers through stimulating construction of teacher education programs at institutions. The institutions would offer lessons about the best practices and actively improve the quality of the teacher through a large range of ways in higher learning. It was a complex initiative that required institutional and cultural changes, and it needed a lot of collaboration between the universities who were implementing this type of program and the schools. However, there were shortcomings because it wasn't as successful as expected. The scaling up clinical sites were time-consuming and expensive. There were problems with hiring away experienced teachers from secure and relatively well-paid positions. We were able to use this initiative for inspiration for our own solution, in that we were able to find what we can implement for increased and extended learning for teachers. We also looked at the teachers in urban areas in an article titled The Challenges of Staffing Urban Schools with Effective Teachers. This article discussed the struggle for teachers to get a job in urban schools because of the lack of knowledge in different subjects, where it gave us the importance of having teachers gain certificates for training because it would allow the learning of different varieties of subjects. It discussed also the supply and demands in terms of wages, which would support teachers in being interested in gaining more certificates in extended learning because they would be getting higher wages. We were able to take all this research and these findings of the policies and intervention programs and be able to highlight the positive effects and formulate a combined solution of what we thought would be effective and significant to implement. Our solution would be a Quality Teacher Promotion Initiative, QTP for short. Our solution would aim to promote high quality teachers for the new era through extended learning. High quality is gained through continued training at accredited institutions for certifications. It would be promoted by the government and state funding for higher subsidies toward teachers' salaries based on the quantity of certificates. A further look into our solution shows the components in which it collaborates with institutions as in schools and colleges and universities. Colleges and universities that are part of this initiative will allow programs for enhanced learning of quality teaching skills and development of professionalism in specific areas, but not limited to areas as in child development, special education, immigrant learning, non-English speaker learning, and way more. Existing teachers are able to gain skills that they have not yet acquired, and after completion of specific training in accredited universities and colleges, they are able to gain certificates. There are incentives for teachers and participating colleges and universities. For teachers, they're able to gain higher salaries and raises based on the quantity of certificates that they gain. This means that they're able to gain a higher wage as well as be able to allow their students to be more high achieving and enhance their quality. For participating colleges and universities, they are able to gain recognition and appraisal for the high amount of teacher completed certifications that they are able to input, and they're able to gain a lot of respect from doing so.
So, through our solution being the Quality Teacher Promotion Initiative, which focuses on gaining certificates for continued training, as well as having higher salaries based on quantity of certificates, there are a couple of outcomes that are to be expected. First, there are some urban schools that require certain subjects to be taught by teachers. This means that an experienced teacher might not be needed as much as a teacher who might specialize in math. While this depends solely on the schools, certificates are still a useful method in being able to further these teachers' knowledge. With gaining certificates through more training, there is a better chance for these urban schools to find a teacher more suitable for them. These extended training at accredited sites allows teachers to become skilled in various areas. In addition, wages and salaries might be the incentives for most teachers to go through with this training. Wages and salaries are always issues in the workforce, so if there is a chance to get a better salary just by acquiring more certificates, it is expected that teachers would go through with it. This will motivate the teachers to gain more certificates to attain better salaries, but also allows these teachers to become more skilled in different areas as well. This will also cause teachers to be less scared of urban schools because wages and salaries are more than likely to outweigh their concerns. Now, to know that this method was successful, it would be expected that there would be an increase in students' grades if their teachers hold more certificates. This could be compared with the grades of students who had teachers with less certificates, or just to compare yearly statistics of a teacher who started gaining more certificates. It is to be expected that the teachers with more certificates would be able to have a greater impact on their students. Now, if students' grades become higher from these teachers, this solution of the Quality Teacher Promotion Initiative will more than likely be very important to apply to all teachers. With this solution being put into place, hopefully there will be high quality teachers to be able to deliver education to their students.